Potomac and Alternative News Talk.weebly.com presents the following Alternative News Talk. Actually, I screwed up on the intro, but it's alright, y'all. Alternative News Talk, Episode 8, here on Potomac.com, here on Alternative News Talk.weebly.com. I am Andy. Dylan, what's up?
Nothing much. Making me a sandwich.
He's making him a sandwich, y'all. Is that not awesome? Alright, y'all. In this show, we're going to have a lot of sports talk, at least for the first, couple minutes. A lot of things are going on Friday night. I'm going to be super, super busy, but let's get the plugs out of the way. Dylan, where can you find all your news and everything you need to know about what is going on in the world today? Where can you find that at?
Wherever you should try alternativenewstalk.weebly.net or .com. I always say .net.
You always say .net, but it is .com. You can go to, for all your wrestling news, rumors, results, everything you know about wrestling, Next Generation Wrestling Site.weebly.com, where you can find every news for MMA, UFC, everything. All MMA news 1.weebly.com, and you can find all this and much, much more in the description. It has our Facebook page. It has our Twitter page. It has everything else you need to know about this show. Now, you can go to our exclusive website, like we said, and our official YouTube channel, as Dylan is making him a sandwich, youtube.com/Andy8763. So while he's making him a sandwich, we're going to get that's plugs out of the way. Ultimate Fighter for the UFC is back this Friday night on FX. They're going to have, basically it's going to be a live format. They're going to have the fights on Friday night, and then they're going to tape everything up until Friday, and then have that live. So it's a new aspect, it's a new feature, it's a new way of doing the show, which I think it'll make things interesting, and I like the format. But that is back Friday night. Also, we have two more things on Friday night. Bellator Fighting Championship is back on Friday night, but they are going to go to Spike TV, and then on Saturday nights they're going to MTV2, like always. So they're weekly. I know Dylan's not a huge MMA fan, but it's a cool little format. It's different. It's a weekly thing. Totally different from Ultimate Fighter, but it's a pretty cool aspect. And then finally, we get football. Arena football is back Friday night. Now you can go to establishsports.weebly.com, which has their schedule, and then we'll have the results Friday and Saturday night, since that's when they play. And then today they started baseball. Dylan, are you excited about baseball?
A little bit. I've never been much of a baseball fan.
I got a question for you. Are you eating a sandwich?
Yeah, probably eating a sandwich.
What kind of sandwich you eating, man?
Ham sandwich? I'm out of cheese, man. What kind of sandwich doesn't have cheese on it?
What kind of sandwich does not have cheese? Man, that is messed up. Messed up. Alright, so that is what's going on for your future plans. But let's get into what happened last Friday with the UFC. They had a show on FX, and they had a prelims card, which the result show and the prediction show is up on the channel and the site, where you can get those in the description. UFC on FX2, Alvarez versus Campman, which was a great show. And for some reason, I do not have how they beat them. But okay, we're gonna go through just the main card real quick, because it's just a part of the show. I'll go through the top three. Now they're doing a new thing, which is kind of news here. They are starting a new tournament for the first time in UFC tournament since the old days. Basically, they're going to have a lightweight division, not a lightweight, but a flyweight division, excuse me. And these two fights are going to be basically making a number one contendership for those. So the next two fights are for the flyweight division. Demetrius Johnson defeated Ian McCall. That was a great fight via unanimous decision. And then that was they had a little conflict with that, but we'll get into that on MMA News1.weebly.com. Joseph Mendez defeated Yasuhiro Sasaki, or whatever the hell his name is, unanimous decision. Or he got him a TKO out of that. And then Mark Hampton defeated Thiago Alves with a guillotine in the third round with a minute left. Okay, so let's get to Strike Force. I'm going to only go one on that. Strike Force. Miesha Tate versus Rousey for the Bantamweight Women's Division. This was Saturday night on Strike Force. Ronda Rousey defeated Miesha Tate at 4 minutes and 27 seconds of the very first round to win the Women's Bantamweight Championship. So that gets all your fighting news out. Rampage came out the other day, which is up on the site, saying, his next fight may be his last. Now, he's been through this before with the whole A-Team film, so that's not really a thing. Yesterday, Peyton Manning got released from the Indianapolis Colts after his 14-year veteran run. And then we're going to go through NASCAR at Phoenix, which was this past Sunday, and they're going to be running in Las Vegas this Sunday. Denny Hamlin won it. This is your top five. It's going to go Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Greg Biffle, Jenny Johnson, and Brad Keselowski. You can find all your results and all your news at establishedsports.weebly.com. Now let's get into the reason you're really checking in on this show. All right, Dylan, are you done with your sandwich?
Yep. Just finished my sandwich.
Was it a pretty good sandwich?
Yeah, it was a pretty good sandwich.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. Bill, you got everything up yet?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if you saw this or not, but and this is not on your script, but did you know Lindsay Lohan went on Saturday Night Live this past Sunday?
Really?
This past Saturday? Yeah, man. She was the host of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe your career's showing a turnaround.
Well, we covered, at least on the site, her, I guess you would say, her troubles with the law, basically. And, people saying close to Lindsay Lohan that she thought that she did a great job. A lot of people are bashing her for her job. I mean, it was okay. She did a couple skits, and she was the host of it, but that was about it. I thought it was pretty decent, and it really does show maturity, and hopefully she'll get her life together. She actually is a pretty good a dentist. Wow. I meant an actress. I almost said dentist. Wow. Okay. But, yeah, dude, you might want to go on, like, what is it, NBC that they broadcast off? What does Saturday Night Live broadcast off?
I think it is NBC.
Yeah. Is it? I think it is.
Not sure. I'm not much of a TV person.
It doesn't matter, but she was on Saturday Night Live. I thought she did pretty good. At least decent. Now, I know you're not going to care, and not a lot of people are going to care, but we have to cover it just because we have a mug shot of it. You know who Michael Vick is, correct?
Yeah, wasn't he arrested for, like, dog fighting or something? Or abusing people, something
Well,
like that?
that's what he's really known for, but he's the quarterback. He started out with the Atlanta Falcons. Then in 2007, 8, something like that, he got in trouble for dogfighting, like you mentioned. But since 2009, is it 9? Yes, 2009, he became a third-string quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then in 2010, he was the starter after they traded off Donovan McNabb in 2009 after that. And then became starter, this year again. So basically his brother had a warrant and basically driving for suspended license charge. Spent 10 days behind bars. And I don't think he's out yet. But anyway, there's not a lot of talk about this, but I thought it was very interesting. What do you think about suspended licenses? What do you think the penalty should be? Should it be a huge thing? Should it be a little small thing? What do you think?
So he was driving without his license? Like, he's driving with a suspended license, or just had, like,
basically, his license got took away.
Mm-hmm.
He failed to go to 2 court dates because he did not he drove without with a suspended license. There was a warrant issued, therefore he turned himself in. So my question is, what do you think the punishment should be for driving with a suspended license? Do you think they should just totally take it away? Do you think they should fine him, take him to jail? What do you think?
Well, pretty much your suspended license means your license is taken away. But yeah, the most serious thing is the fact that he didn't show up in court. That gets you elected. I mean, you can't use the excuse, well, we're control there, so when we're supposed to get there, we're supposed to arrange for a ride. It's called public transport.
Now, back in 2008, he had to pay a $40,000 settlement for a civil case, which he was accused of having sex with a 15-year-old girl when he was 19.
Oh, goodness.
This guy looks freaky. We have the mugshot up on the site. But it's freaky, man. So, honestly, I think he should just... Jail time might be a little too much. But definitely a heavy fine.
Probably going to spend a little bit of jail time, not prison time.
Well, you know what? They might give him a little bit of jail time just because of the whole civil lawsuit plus this, because he is kind of a repeat offender,
Well, the civil lawsuit has nothing to do with it. It's not a criminal case. It's just in civil court. I mean, it went to criminal court, and they were accused of raping her or something. Technically, it's statutory rape, and we could have done that. But just a civil case, that's not related to what happened to you. You're not allowed to use that as part of the judgment.
Okay, now hear me out on this. Even though you're a juror on a jury, you're supposed to look at the facts, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of your mind, because the prosecutors brought this up, hold on. There's not a jury in a civil case, is there?
No. It's just the judge.
My bad. I got confused here. My bad. Here's my point. If you're a juror in a jury, listening to a guy that his suspended got charged, taken away from him, he didn't show up to 2 separate court hearings, okay? Plus the civil thing where, he had sex with a 15-year-old girl. Wouldn't that kind of add up in your head and being like, well, he is a repeat offender and he needs to learn his lesson? Because obviously paying $40,000 is not going to do that when your brother is freaking Michael Vick, who's making like 10+ mil a year.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be allowed to bring up the civil case in court. And any defense lawyer worth of salt would object to it and they get overruled, and they wouldn't be allowed to count that.
So you're saying if you're in a criminal case and they bring up a civil case, they can't do that?
Yeah, they can't do that because it has nothing to do with this, and it was settled between the two parties outside the courtroom. Okay. So.
Well, you know what? By God, that's why you have Mr. Dillion on the show, because I learned something there. Okay, next. Everybody knows this. Even Dylan knows this. You know who Snooki is, right? From Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know you've seen some of the episodes. Now, we brought this up last week. You know how she's supposedly, and she actually came out and said that she's pregnant, correct?
Uh-huh.
Well, the boyfriend before, they broke up. And, of course, they're Italian. And basically, he came out and said that he hopes for a miscarriage for her. And then, of course, he backtracked and said, "Oh, I didn't mean that." But basically, it's not. She's not ready, and just went off on her. We have the full report up on there. But he just said, "I hope Snooki has a miscarriage to save herself from a pregnancy she's not ready for." And then he made a comment to another media outlet saying that he could easily be Snooki's baby daddy, so implying that he recently slept with her. Then, that comment did not go over too well with Miss Snooki's lawyers, who responded in a deceased letter, February 1st, by the way, threatening to sue the son of a bitch who badmouthed Snooki or her pregnancy to the media. So obviously she's covering up something. Now let me backtrack here before we get into more of the lawyers. If anybody's seen Jersey Shore this season and last season, she broke up with Emilio, which is the guy who's coming out here. Okay? A lot of people bash Jersey Shore, and fine, I get that. But it is a story. So, here's my reason of bringing this up. They broke up. She dated a guy and still is dating a guy who we think is the baby daddy. Gianni? Yeah. So, here's my point. Her and Mike, the situation from the Jersey Shore. Mike told a roommate on season 3. No, is it season 4? You got Jersey Shore, you got Miami, you got Shore. So it's the 4th season. He told a roommate that he slept with her. He finally told everybody in the house and her boyfriend this season, which should be coming up, I think, tonight. And she went off on him. So she has a past of sleeping around. So does this guy have a point of saying, hey, this might be my kid? Because I don't think they've dated over a year yet. And if they have, it could be Mike's baby. It could be her ex-boyfriend. Like, you know? So if I was her, boyfriend at the time, and of right now, I'd be a little worried, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just a bit.
I mean, if she has a past of sleeping around.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah. And basically, her lawyers are reviewing for a legal thing. Now, if anybody's been on TMZ, and we broke the story also, just because it involved wrestling. Dylan, I don't think you heard about this. You know who Hulk Hogan is, correct?
Yeah, I know who Hulk Hogan is.
Yesterday, guess what came out?
What?
Someone has a sex tape of him. Hulk Hogan has a sex tape. Now, I'm not interested in it, obviously. I don't think a lot of people are. But, the 24-inch pythons. Yeah. A lot of sexual jokes going out on the sites. But Vivid Entertainment, who broke Kim Kardashian's and Paris Hilton's sex tapes and many others, they're a huge porn website and porn production. They break a lot of celebrity sex tapes. Kid Rocks and Paris, or I already said Paris Hilton, but Pamela Anderson, stuff like that. Do you really think because they're thinking they're going to make, a bunch of money off this. Do you really think, first of all, do you think it's really him, and do you think they're going to make a lot of money out of it?
Well, you never know. I mean, that's all how sex tapes is. There could have been when he was a lot younger. Either way, people are going to wonder if it's real, blah, blah, blah. You never know.
Okay.
Because I know with the Kim Kardashian one, I think it was Pornhub offered him I don't want to say $1 billion, but I think they offered him at least $1 million for it.
Yeah.
I think it's $1 billion.
Well, yesterday, I was watching TMZ Live. Guess who called in?
Who's that?
Hulk Hogan.
Really?
He says that, during and after his divorce sessions with his ex-wife, Linda, who is absolutely freaking nuts, he was sleeping around a lot. And it looks like that tape was from then, because it was 5 to 6 years ago. Then he has his wife, who is married, much younger, but pretty nice looking. And they're happily married and blah, 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 blah. And I don't think it'll mess up their marriage, because it was before they met. But, there's stuff boiling, and we'll find out more from days to come. But his lawyers are saying that they're going to sue and all this. Of course, they're trying to get this out of the media. They're trying to get it out of the public eye, and they're just doing what lawyers do. And it'll be very interesting to see what transpires and see what happens, in the next couple of days. What is your favorite celebrity sex tape, by the way?
My favorite I don't know. No one's ever seen Pamela Anderson. I watched about 5 minutes of the Kim Kardashian.
See, I like the Kim Kardashian one. Anyway. Okay. Trivia time is here and then. And I don't think Dylan's going to get this. Dylan, are you ready for your trivia?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. How many? Now, there is four. I'll give you four choices, and you have to pick the one, and of course you have to explain why this is the correct one and why it is not until you get, the last one would be the correct one. You have to explain why, of course. You know the rules.
Yep.
Okay. How many rounds and how many minutes are in a normal MMA fight? Is it 3 minutes and 3 rounds? Is it 5 minutes and 3 rounds? Is it 10 minutes and 2 rounds? Or is it 15 minutes and 15 rounds?
2 minutes and 15 rounds? Let's just outrageous.
Okay, so that's gone.
The third one, I know that's not right. I know it's like 10 minutes around or 15 minutes around.
Now, before you go to the next thing, back in Pride, which was in Japan, they had 2 rounds. The first round was a 10-minute round, and the second round was a 5-minute round, total of 15 minutes. So, just letting you know that.
I've seen some Pride, but they were that long.
Yeah.
They usually didn't last that long. Shit.
All right, so you're down to 3 minutes and 3 rounds, or 5 minutes and 3 rounds.
I'm not sure, because both of them, like, it's either 3 or 5. I think it's 3 minutes and 3 rounds. Am I right or am I wrong?
You are wrong.
Damn it.
It is 5 minutes, 3 rounds. Now, before everybody's bitching, that is for a normal, non-title, non-main event fight. If you are counting main events in the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or in any title fight, it is 5 minutes, 5 rounds of a total of 25 minutes. So, just get that clear. I knew you wouldn't get it, and that's kind of the purpose of it. So,
yeah.
I mean, no one, I don't mean to sound like rude or anything, but no one over the internet knows you except me. So obviously this kid's smart and knows what he's talking about. So, anyway. A couple more things before we get to the final segment. One of the country stars, now Dylan, you don't have to give your opinion on this because this is going to go real fast, except the last one. A country star, which I won't say because I want you to the site, obviously, he flips out because his bus exploded. You want to know more? Where can they find that story at, Dylan?
AlternativeNewsTalk.weebly.com.
There you go. Okay, now, I don't know if you know about this, but I know about this. Apple came out with a new iPad yesterday.
Really, they did?
Now, I don't know if they, I know they announced it. I don't know if it's on, you can buy it or anything, but I know at least they have officially announced it. So, yeah.
Yeah, they probably just announced it. I think there'd be a lot more hype if there's a brand new one out.
Okay, this is what it says. Apple execs took the stage at an event in California Wednesday to unveil their third widely popular iPad tablet, which features a stunning new high-resolution display, could rival a home television set. Dylan, you all have an HD TV at home, 1080p. An iPad has more pixels, so the 100 or 1080 pixels. iPads have more of that. That's incredible, said Phil Schiller, Senior Vice President of the Worldwide Marketing at the unveiling. No other mobile gadget has yet matched that display power, he said. We are going to bring the 9.7-inch screen of the iPad. This presentation as a problem for us, though, and it has more resolutions than even the display behind me. Just don't call it the iPad HD or the iPad 3, for the matter. Um, and they haven't named it yet, but they are going to whenever they release it. So they haven't released it, but they have announced it. So that is pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Have you ever had an iPad yet?
I've played with one. I don't have one. I just have an iPod. But
See, I have a tablet, which is a cheaper version of it. I still like it, but iPads are pretty cool. So, all right. And just to throw this out now, all this stuff is in the link for the links in the description. But MTV's Teen Mom, Janelle Evans, got arrested again. If you want to see that story, you can go to alternativenews.wb.com. She got arrested for stalking again. Her mugshot is freaking creepy, Dylan. She's like smiling, and it's just really creepy. So yeah. All right. Final segment of the day. Now, Dylan, have you heard? For whatever reason, the past month we've had like a bunch of school shootings. Like I personally reported like 3 of them, and it's very very sad. Yeah, dude. And there's been more than that. You know, I picked the. This is going to sound really bad, but the best stories. So yeah, here we go. It was in Jacksonville, Florida, and this is what happened. And then we'll get our opinions out. A man fired from a private school on Tuesday, returning to campus with a gun hidden in a guitar case. He shot the head mistress, so basically the principal. Okay, shot her to death before committing suicide. So what a little, pardon my French, but what a little bitch who kills himself because he can't deal with the fact that he killed someone on purpose. No students were injured. Officers responded at Episcopal School of Jacksonville at 1:23 Tuesday afternoon after receiving a report from a person with a gun. The school was, of course, put down on lockdown. The officer said that Dale Reagan, head of the school, he was probably a superintendent, and the gunman, oh, okay, I get this. Dale Reagan was the principal, basically. Him and the gunman were found dead under, okay, that's what the sheriff says. The gunman has not been identified. Pretty much either his body is so messed up in his head because he probably shot himself in the head that they don't have identification, or they don't want to release it yet. And the school had 900 students, 6th through 12th grades. And so, yeah, tragic story. But another thing, they came out and they said, the lockdown drill saved our lives. I kind of have a different story and a different opinion on that. But we'll wait for a second. So what do you think about this, Bill?
The whole shooting situation?
Yes.
I wonder what really makes you think that you're going to be able to solve all your problems by going in there and shooting somebody. I mean, especially he killed himself. What did he do? What problem did he really solve? Jack shit.
Do you think that they go in there with a mindset of, I'm going to kill all these people and walk out? Or do you think they have the mindset of, I'm going to kill all these people and then take my life?
Probably the latter. Just because, I don't see how somebody could think they could do that, just get away with it. That's all.
So you're basically saying, there was a problem at school or there's a problem somewhere, and they want to off themselves, but let's take a couple people with them just for the hell of it, basically.
Yeah, I could see someone doing that. I mean, that sounds understandable.
Okay, here comes my rant of the show. People will disagree. People will agree with what I'm about to say. I do not agree with the lockdown drill. I think that them saying, hey, we're going into lockdown, or a secret word, most of the time when there's a shooter in the school, do you know who it is? It's a student. Obviously, they're going to be like, hey, most people's the teacher's lounge is closed. Well, first of all, kids don't even go to the teacher's lounge most of the time. Second of all, if you're from that school, obviously you're not that dumb. Well, maybe you are if you want to shoot up a freaking school. Hey, they're going into a lockdown drill. Huh. I mean, come on, dude. Most of these kids are from the school. Most of these kids know what's going to go on, what the plans are. If they can get into a classroom, this is what our great idea is. Hey, kids, let's not lock the door. Which is a great idea. I like that idea. That's the only part of this plan I like. Let's turn off the light. Sure, why not? Hey, let's hide into a corner so when the person comes in there, let's let them just shoot ourselves. Okay? They're going to get shot. Either way, if they're in a freaking corner or they're just sitting in their desk picking their nose. If the suspect gets into that classroom, they're dead. Or at least someone is going to get injured. Do you not agree?
Yeah.
This is what, maybe this is not a great plan, but if there's someone in the building and you don't know where the hell they are, then wait. But if you can hear them all the way across the fucking school, why wouldn't you go the fuck outside?
That just makes it even harder, though.
If you're outside and the gunman is inside shooting up your classmates and you're outside on the fucking grass, how are you a target even if let's say he can't see you? You're outside. You're safe. You can go to a different building. You can call 911. You can do it. You can make a freaking sandwich if you wanted to. And hopefully there better be cheese. But you decide, hey, let's stay in the classroom, let's hide in the corner, and hopefully, let's just hope he doesn't come in.
Well, you gotta think though, if you're not gonna be the only one who's gonna say, let's go outside, a bunch of people are gonna go outside. If everyone rushes outside, if no one is actually seeing who's shooting it, they just hear shots, you can blend in and get away.
Okay, Dylan. I get your plan. And maybe I'm just thinking of one class, one group of students doing that. But let's go out the box for a minute. That would be my plan. What is your plan? If you were the government or the administration, what would your plan be if there was an intruder with a gun shooting people? What would your drill be? Would it be the lockdown or would you change it?
Honestly, I think what they do now is a pretty good idea, except the fact that we can tell when it's a lockdown. Ultimately, though, I mean, if everyone's fast enough, all he knows is, oh crap, now they're in lockdown, they're after me. But, he's still not able to get to him because those doors are really solid. I mean,
yeah, but if you go over there with a
bust out one of those windows, reach his arm through and start blind firing.
I think they should have us practice lockdown drills. But when there's actually a real emergency, they don't go over the loudspeaker and announce it, okay? Or they have over the loudspeaker and only the teachers know the words, Like, everybody make a sandwich, or something just random that doesn't make a lot of sense. Or maybe it does make sense, but the teachers only know what that is. Therefore, we do that drill. I think that would be the best plan of all. Because
I see, well, they may do that, we just don't know, because, it can't be something completely random, it has to be something that sounds like a legitimate announcement.
Or we're having an assembly at 4 o'clock, or something, and then the teachers know, and then like, everybody, we're in a lockdown drill. Get over there. I think that would be the best plan. Realistically, screw my idea. Realistically, that would be a great idea. Let's practice a lockdown, but let's have only the teachers know when it's actually a real event, a real word, and they know what to do, and then they take charge, and they practice a lockdown drill. Because if every student knows in that building, and one kid is so messed up he wants to go off everyone in that building, and he knows that word, everyone is screwed. So, what do y'all think? Leave a comment on the podcast or on YouTube. YouTube is a pain in the ass to upload, but it's really good production. But I like podomac.com. Anything else you want to add for the day, Dill?
I mean, it all sounds good to me.
I thought we had a pretty good show at the beginning. It was a little rocky, but I think we had a pretty good show. All right, y'all. Go to the sites. It's in the description for those links. One more time, Dylan, where can you find all your world news and much, much more?
AlternativeNewsTalk.weebly.com.
All right, y'all. Every Wednesday, Alternative News Talk and Potomac, they team up to make